Hey everybody, this is Mike Brennan with BB Music Lessons, and today we are going to cover how to swing your eighth notes. This has come up all the time with students. Um, how do I take a normal eighth note pattern, straight eights, like it's here, and go into a swing it. Do the same notes, but I swing it, have a swing feel. So whenever you see this sign right here, it's a bracket with a pair of eighth notes equals quarter note and an eighth note, but it's in a bracket of a three, of a triplet. Okay, so the three stands for triplets, and that means you're going to take a normal eighth note pattern and swing it, make it a swing, a shuffle. You know, so let's hear on the snare drum. Let's hear what it sounds like. Okay, so that's what it sounds like on the snare, and I always tell students. Uh, since everybody has a problem with rhythm, that is like the biggest problem people have is rhythm. And so, what we'll do is before you start, if you're a guitar player, before you start, playing um, the piece of music you're going to play, I would actually tell them to type out the rhythm of the pattern you're going to play, and understand how the rhythm is played before you attempt it on the guitar, bass, or whatever you're playing. So here's the same pattern, what it sounds like on the on the bass. So you can kind of hear it's got that. Okay, so now let's hear it uh, with the drums. Here's a normal rock beat, and we are going to go into a swing shuffle feel. Yeah, and it's always fun as a drummer. It's always fun when you're in the middle of a song, go into a swing pattern that really freaks out the other musicians. I remember this one time, brings me to a story. I remember this one time that I, was in a country band, and we're playing the song. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's supposed to be a shuffle. And for some reason, I went into playing a straight eighth note pattern. And what's funny is I didn't catch on to what the song was, but the people started to dance. Now, when they start dancing, you don't change anything. You just keep doing what you're doing because they're doing what they're doing. But the musicians are looking at me like, what are you doing? And so I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I played the song a million times, but for some reason, I went into a straight eighth pattern instead of a swing pattern. I'll never forget that. It was funny to see the look on the musicians' faces, but it worked. So I caught a little bit of hell out of after the gig, but all right. So let's take a look and see what it sounds on clean guitar. I took an E minor chord, and this represents doing down and up strokes. So let's listen to what that sounds like. Yeah. So let's listen to what it sounds like all together, but not, yeah. Let's take a listen. Yeah. Now, I always think it makes a song, if you're jamming a little to make your jam a little more interesting is to have everybody go into a shuffle pattern and back into a straight eighth pattern. It sounds pretty cool. Um, yeah. So another way you are going to see, let me do this. Another way that you're going to see um, a triplet thing, you can actually do this. Well, let me make it easier. Let me go back to the snare drum. And so here's another way this could be written, but it's exactly the same thing. And what I'm going to do is take that. I'm going to go up here and say insert a note. Um, and that way we have our eighth note rest in the middle. And I'm going to go up here and click on triplets and then make this a triplet. Now, to save some time, I'll cut and paste it. Yeah, if you always want to add notes in this program, you either have to enter a note before it or after it to add a different note value. So this thing, um, let's repeat it a couple times. Let's do this so you can really hear the 5 times. All right, so let's take a listen to this, or let's do this. Let's take this off. Right, we're going to cancel that. Take this off. Take this off. Now you can see how these two things, even though they're written two different ways, sound exactly the same. There you go. So there you go. That's how you swing your eighth notes. And so I would always, always tell students, try to play the song you're playing in different feels. Go through a rock feel, um, swing the song, maybe play in a jazz style, reggae style. You know, I remember when I was taking lessons with Greg Bissonette back in the day, and in L.A. Um, he was playing with David Lee Roth at the time, a drummer for David Lee Roth, on the Eat 'Em and Smile album with some really killer players. It had Steve Vai, Billy Sheehan on bass, and Greg Bissonette on drums, and of course David Lee Roth singing. But he would always ask us in our sessions, can you play like this person? Can you play like that person? Can you play this with that feel? Can you add a Latin type feel to it? And the answer is no. So he would show us how to do that, and so it's very helpful because you never know when you get on a gig. I've had this happen. The conductor turns around. Let's do this song in a reggae feel. All right, 1, 2, 3. They start counting, and you're either aboard the boat or you're not in the. So, you know. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.